fellow diamond painting addicts. Welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you're working on and work alongside while I chat. Or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. Today, I'm going to be working on my Benedict Blue. So I have this one that I'm going to be working on. Let me zoom into where I'm going to be working and I will be right back. Okay, so while I work on this section, let me start with my regular life. What's been going on in my regular life? Well, it was kind of a busy week. Hubby woke up Tuesday morning and said, let's take a trip to Bangor. And I said, right now? And he said, yeah, let's just go. So we ended up packing up our overnight bag and we headed down to Bangor. It was the only 2 days that week that it was supposed to not be rainy in Bangor, and I just realized I'm putting all of these on the wrong symbol. See, this is what I get for talking. Anyway, so we headed down to Bangor, decided we were going to spend the night, and I told my husband, let's call and make a hotel reservation before we go. No, it'll be fine. We don't need to make a reservation. Okay. We're just going to be spontaneous. So we head down to Bangor, make a few stops at Tim Hortons along the way, and get to Bangor. And we're like, well, let's go check into our hotel and then we can leave our bags and we'll go do the shopping that we want to do. Pull up at the hotel, hubby goes in, they're booked solid. There's some sort of concert going on and they're having some convention that is being hosted by the hotel. So all their rooms are full. So we end up going to a different hotel, one that we actually stayed at before when we were moving up here. So it turned out okay. But I was like, I knew I should have made you call when we stopped to eat to make sure they had a room. And we got the very last room at the hotel where we stayed at. And it turned out to be really lucky because the person that was in line in front of hubby at the hotel had been there because there'd been some miscommunication and they had reserved him 2 rooms and he only wanted 1. So she initially said that she didn't have any rooms and then she's like, oh wait, no, I do. That guy just canceled one. So we got the very last room at the hotel, which was nice. And it happened to be right next to Walmart, which was one of the places I wanted to go shopping. So first we headed off to eat and we went to Texas Roadhouse, which was so good. I love their dinner rolls. So basically that's what I had with some baked potato soup and a Caesar salad. It was so good. The best meal I've had in a long time. So we did that. And then we decided we would go to Walmart because we figured most of the stuff that we wanted to get we could find at Walmart. If we couldn't, there was a Target nearby that we could go to. And there was also a Michael's and a Hobby Lobby nearby that I wanted to go to. So we went to Walmart, got most of the stuff on our list. We got Chick-fil-A sauce for my youngest. He uses this Tony's seasoning, Creole seasoning on a lot of his food. So we got a big jar of that. Couldn't find any Dorothy Lynch. That must be a Midwest thing since it's made in Nebraska. So I didn't get that. And I couldn't find my cherry mash. So I don't know if that's a Midwest thing or if they just don't make them anymore. Couldn't find that either. But we got my 0 sugar sweet tea. We got some 0 sugar blackberry Dr. Pepper. Got quite a bit of stuff. Hubby got some 0 sugar candies he can't get anywhere else. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff. So I was happy with the trip. And if I've told you guys this before, I apologize. Sometimes I get real life confused with what I say on the channel. So sometimes it feels like deja vu because I've told somebody in real life. And sometimes I can't remember if I filmed something because I film stuff out of order sometimes. So yeah, anyway, apologies if I'm repeating myself. So what else did we get? Oh, we got some Famous Dave's cornbread and I got some cheesecake jello pudding. So after we got all of our food stuff, we set off because I wanted to see if the Walmart had any diamond paintings by Diamond Art Club since they're supposed to be at Walmart's now. Sadly, no. you could get online and order them, but they didn't have any in store. So that was a bust for me. I didn't find any diamond paintings in any of their craft section, actually. After we left there, I had hubby go to, it turned out right where Texas Roadhouse was right near the Walmart. And also right there was a bookstore. And across the street was the Hobby Lobby. So we went to the bookstore. I decided I didn't want, Michael's was there as well. I decided I didn't want to go to Michael's because I didn't plan on getting any make market kits. So we went to the bookstore because I've been trying to get this book called I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Wow, I have deja vu. Anyway, I managed to get a copy of the book. Hubby went in and got it for me. I finished reading it. It was really good. I guess instead of acting, she's going to be a writer now because at the end of the book it said that her debut novel was coming out. And I was like, I guess she's writing a fictional novel. This one was more of like an autobiography. It's kind of sad sometimes to read about, because this isn't the first like child actor biography that I've read. It's kind of sad sometimes to read what they were actually going through at the time when you're watching them on TV and how differently they're acting, which they're acting, but still, to know that they were going through all of that while they were making that show that you were laughing at sometimes is hard. Anyway, so I got that. So then we went to Hobby Lobby. I wanted to find a happy planner. I couldn't find any at Hobby Lobby. So by that time, my knee was hurting. So I told hubby, let's just go. He wanted to go to Target. And I said, no, let's just go back to the hotel and then we can do Target. And maybe I'll do Michael's tomorrow and try to look at Michael's for my planner. So we went back to the hotel, had a nice evening just watching sports and that kind of stuff. I didn't even take any diamond paintings with me. It was just going to be more stuff for me to carry, so I decided, you know what, I'm just not going to take anything. So I didn't. Got up in the morning and headed to Michael's, and I got there at just the wrong time because all of their planners were gone because they were on sale for 50% off because they were getting rid of all their 2026 ones, and they didn't have any of their 2027 ones put out yet. So I didn't manage to get a planner, which kind of sucks because I can order a planner online from Michael's Canada and get that, but I can't order, they make like these budget inserts that I like to use, and I have to buy those direct from the company, and they do not ship outside of the US. Last year, or a couple years ago, I bought 2 years worth. Maybe it was just last year. I think each packet is worth 6 months worth of the budget planner stuff. Anyway, I bought it and had my sister send it to me, but paper stuff is so heavy that it costs more to ship it than it does to buy the product. So it doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes to have stuff shipped up here. Unless it's something I super duper can't find, like my Dorothy Lynch. I may have my daughter. I'm debating on whether or not to have my daughter fly out here for the summer while she's off and spend some time here so she can meet the dogs and hang out with us and just spend some time together. I don't know if she's going to want to fly by herself. And I need to check airline prices and see if we would need to fly her into Bangor and then go get her, or if we could afford a ticket that she'd cross the border in flight. That's always scary, though, if you have to make a connecting flight, because customs can take forever sometimes if you have to do it in the airport. I know we were afraid of that the last time we did that. We landed, I think, in Toronto, and we had a flight to Montreal, and we almost missed it because it took forever to get through customs. And I mean, they were going quickly, it's just there were so many people. So we'll see. It may be just as easy to have her fly into Bangor. She'd still probably have to change planes, but at least she'd be in one country to do it. So anyway, we enjoyed our trip to Bangor, came home the next day with all of our groceries and everything. So everybody's stocked up again for a little bit. The youngest has his Tony's and his Chick-fil-A, and hubby and I have my sweet tea and his blackberry Dr. Pepper. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. Oh yeah, I wanted to stop at Taco Bell on the way home and get some Crunch Wraps so we could have them for dinner that night, but we forgot before we drove out of Bangor, so I didn't get my Taco Bell. I told hubby what I really need to do is make friends with somebody who lives in Maine so I can have stuff shipped to their house, and then when we take a trip down to Bangor, we can just pick everything up and be like, okay, I just had it shipped to your house. Because I'm still currently waiting. I ordered some stuff on Amazon that I can't get on Amazon CA. So I ordered it through Amazon.com and had it sent to my daughter, but I'm still waiting to find out how much it's going to cost to have it shipped up here. She's going to put all of it into one box and consolidate things. Because you know how sometimes when Amazon sends you stuff, they'll send you like one small thing, but it's inside like this box that's way too big for whatever it is they sent you. But she's waiting for a friend's grandmother to help her because she used to work for the post office. And she's like, why do I need help? And I said, well, you have to fill out a customs form to send it because it's coming into Canada. And she's like, oh, ew. I was like, well, sorry, but I live in a different country now. So yeah, that's how stuff works. And then I asked her yesterday when her passport expires because I wanted to make sure it was going to be current if we had her managed to talk her into coming for a visit up here. And she texted me back and said, oh, well, I've got a migraine right now. Can I text you back later? And I said, sure. So a couple of hours later, she texted me back, Mom, I had to spend an hour looking for the key to the fire safe to get into the fire safe so that I could look at my passport. And I was like, well, hopefully you remember where you put the key this time, so next time you need to go look for it, you know where it is. She cracks me up sometimes. Hubby and I were talking about taking a trip back to the States later this year, which we still might do, but I think I would like for her to come up here for the summer because then she could stay here with us or stay with my husband's mom, and we wouldn't have to pay for a hotel, and she could meet the dogs because we certainly are not taking the dogs with us on a trip. The dogs got into it yesterday or the day before yesterday. They were playing, and then Sable, I don't know, Oscar bit something he shouldn't have. He just got too rough, but she was having none of it, and she just went after him. We had to break him up, and he was a little scaredy cat for the rest of the day. He didn't want anything to do with her. He wouldn't lay next to her. He didn't want to go outside with her. So I don't know if she was just grumpy because she kind of laid down and just, no, she was afraid she was in trouble. She kind of just laid on the couch the rest of the day and didn't really do anything. Of course, they were fine the next day, so dog squabbles, I guess. All right, what else did I want to tell you guys? Oh, my youngest has had an infected finger, which he doesn't tell me until he's had it for 2 or 3 days. It looks like the end of his finger is all blown up, and he's been putting hydrogen peroxide and antibiotics on it. So I make sure we have all of that because we're almost out of hydrogen peroxide, so I went and bought some more. And then he's like, well, it's a finger that he gets a wart on every now and then. He's like, I'm going to put the compound W on it. And I was like, don't do that while you have an infection. It's on the other side of it, but still. So just wait until your infection clears up. The next day he shows me his finger and it looks 10 times better. And I was like, okay, so let it clear up for another day or so and then you can do the stuff for your wart. Because the wart is on a finger that he holds his pen with, and so it really bothers him. So I didn't buy it for a couple of days so he couldn't put it on there until I wanted him to. Also, in case you missed it, I forget what video I mentioned it in, but I managed to fall out of my chair last week. I was sort of sitting, sort of standing. I was trying to turn on one of my studio lights so I could sit down to diamond paint. And I overbalanced the chair and boom, down I went. I didn't hurt myself. One of my knees was a little sore the next day just because I overextended it. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. So thank you to everybody for your well wishes and everything. I'm fine. Just felt stupid after I did it because, as one of you pointed out, it sounds so dumb when you say I fell out of a chair. Like, what were you doing that you fell out of a chair? You're sitting down. Well, I sort of was. I sort of was sitting down and I sort of was standing up. Maybe I fell onto the chair. Like I sort of stood up, and then when I went to go sit back down, I caught the edge of the chair. Maybe that's a more accurate description. I don't know. It has been rainy and dreary most of the week here. That's why hubby wanted to go to Bangor when he did, because it's actually been raining here since we got back. They're having Rib Fest this weekend. We wanted to go to it, but it was pouring rain, so we went and just picked up some stuff and then brought it home. I felt really sorry for the people that were running it, because it was like one of the bars in town that's like a microbrewery was running it, but it was pouring rain, so there was no one there. So my poor husband's out there getting soaked, going around to all the different places and getting pulled pork and ribs and chicken and whatever else he wanted. Right as he gets to the car, it stops raining. And so he's like, "Ugh, if I'd just waited 15 more minutes." It's like, oh well. It was really good though. And we're heading up to the in-laws later today for barbecue with them. Although the Rib Fest was like actual barbecue, this is just grilling. So happy Father's Day to everyone out there who is a father or taking the place of one. Oh, I also don't know if I told you, the dogs have discovered there's a chipmunk living outside one of the fences. It's on the outside of the dog run, and of course they're on the inside, so the little chipmunk will run around on the outside taunting them. They are not happy when they see it, but it's pretty funny. And I'm still waiting on my t-shirts. They're not here yet. It's been like 2 weeks and we haven't gotten them yet. I'm just so impatient. Remember when you ordered stuff and it took like 2 to 3 weeks? And that was just standard before everybody got spoiled with, well, we got spoiled with 2-day delivery. I guess if you live in a big city, you get like next hour delivery by drone or something. I've never lived in a big enough city to have that sort of thing. I never want to live in a big enough city to have that sort of thing. Yeah, the conveniences are nice, but I'll take less traffic over drone delivery any day of the week. I think that's everything that I wanted to tell you for my regular life. So let's move on to my diamond painting life. So if you caught yesterday's video, you know that I finished the Rainbow Dragon, which is why I'm now working on Benedict Blue. That one turned out super cute, and I'm really glad that I finished it. So that will be my first kit for DP for Pets. And then I'm going to declare this one my second because this one has 2 birds in it, so I'm going to say that works for pets too. I thought I would get tired of all the 310 in the Rainbow Dragon, but I saved the dragon for last, and then I actually did through the 310 of a section. Like I would uncover a section, and then I would do all the 310, and then I would color everything in with the other colors. And it actually worked out really well to do it that way. One, I like saving the dragon and all those colors for last. I mean, the background was colorful, but just not as many colors as were in the dragon. And doing it that way made all the 310 go a lot faster, so it was nice to have done it that way. So I got that one finished. So I'm working on this one, and I gotta say, I'm really enjoying this one. I love the symmetry of it. I just love the color palette. I think all the colors are really pretty, muted but pretty, like soft and pastel-y, and there are some bold colors in it. You know, there's some magentas, some dark blues, that sort of thing, but I really like the teal and some of these greens and turquoises, and so I'm really enjoying it. Hopefully I can finish this by the end of June. I have started working on Slow Jazz, though I have not finished it yet. So hopefully you will see shortly the finish of that. If I can finish that and this month, I'll be a happy camper. We'll see how I do. But that's the plan anyway. That's my goal, is to try and get Slow Jazz in this one done, because I really want to have time next month to concentrate on that Christmas kit and get it finished. Then I can be done with any WIPs hanging around before I start my mermaid kit for our August paint along. So yeah, that's the plan. I gotta say, I'm really loving how this kit is coming together. Just super happy with how it's turning out. I love all the fairy dust drills in it, and just the pattern of it as well. I think is I think it's the symmetry again that I'm drawn to anyway. Also, I've kitted up Ocean Breeze, so that's the one I'll be working on for August. So she's ready to go. So I feel like I'm on top of things at the moment, which means something's going to happen to make me feel not on top of things pretty soon. Just because that's the way things go. Like I said, I'm feeling productive. So I did get a little ahead of myself because of the unplanned trip on Tuesday. I actually put out a video, which I normally put out on Thursday, on Wednesday. So sorry for the confusion if that confused people. I'll be back to regularly scheduled programming this next week. And then on Thursday, in case you missed it, I posted a post. I've had on my to-do list for a long time a video which may turn into a couple of videos about diamond painting lingo. And so I'm trying to collect all of the terminology so that somebody who's new can kind of go there and be like, what does this mean? Like a diamond painting dictionary of sorts. Wonder if I should just make it a handout. I mean, I could still do a video, but then also make it a handout that I could put up with all my other freebie stuff, like where the journals are and everything, or the logbooks, I mean. Might do that. That bears thinking about. Anyway, so I was asking you guys, what kind of things confused you when you first started diamond painting? What kind of words did you hear that you were like, what does that mean? Like, several people have said WIP for work in progress. They didn't understand what that meant. I had lots of people questioning why they are called diamond drills or drills and not diamonds. I don't really know. I don't know if the person who invented it, the Chinese guy who invented it, called them that. I don't know if this has something to do with the manufacturing process that they called them that. So if anybody knows why they're called drills in addition to diamonds, because somebody pointed out that we don't say, you're drilling a painting, although I have heard that. But generally, we're diamond painting, right? We're painting with diamonds. That's the whole thing, because it's supposed to be like a paint by number, but with diamond drills. But why not just diamonds? I don't know. If anybody does know, please enlighten me and the rest of us. And because we took our trip to the States, I did pick up a few things from Hobby Lobby and from Michael's, but I'm going to share those in a separate video. I will say, however, I did also buy a couple of new kits from a couple of new stores. I asked you guys for some suggestions for stores, and I went out and had a look at some of them. So thank you to everybody's suggestions. A couple of them I'm probably not going to order from just because it's hard to know what shipping is going to be, various other reasons. There were a couple of places I just thought the prices were a little high for me. I saw one place they were selling a 20 by 20 centimeter for $50. And while I'm all for paying artists and everything and paying for quality, that's $50 for a 20 by 20 is a little too pricey for me. And there were a couple of sites where they were mostly AI artwork, which more power to people who are doing it with AI, but that's just not stuff that I want to buy. I did buy from a kit from Preston Placed, and I did buy one from Mystical Dream Diamonds because they're a Canadian company. So hopefully shipping won't be terrible. Well, actually, I don't think I paid shipping. So we'll see if I get stuck with any import fees or anything. And then the other one I paid like $22 of shipping, which the kit was $100. That's all in Canadian, by the way. I'll have to, when I get everything and I do the unboxings and all that good stuff, I will convert all the prices to American. But generally, if you figure around 75%, that's usually pretty accurate. Anyway, so I did pick up some stuff, which means I bought new kits even though I said I wasn't going to do it, which means I'm going to have put things back in my stash when I want to get rid of things in my stash. So here are some more questions for you guys. I have gone through my stash and I have earmarked like 11 or 12 kits that I'm gonna let go of. I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about that. I think PayPal is the easiest. So basically, again, I'm not trying to make tons of money on these or anything. Some of them are restocks, so you could buy them Well, a couple of them are still available from wherever I purchased them. Several of them say that there are restocks available. You know, it's email me. Who knows when that will happen? And then a couple of them are no longer available. I know at least one for sure is, maybe one other one. So I'm not going to be asking for huge amounts of money for any of these. My goal is not to make money on them. I'm going to ask a very nominal amount for the kits depending on their size and weight and their availability. Just because I did have to spend money to purchase these kits, so I do want to make a little bit back. I'm not going to charge anywhere near what I paid. What I've considered doing is making like a Google sheet with a spreadsheet that says what the kit is, what company it's by, the size, the weight, and the dimensions of the package. Because I will be asking the buyer to pay shipping, hence the need for PayPal. So, but I'm not sure how that works. Like if I have like a personal PayPal, can I still do goods and services through that? Because I know that's been a thing in like the Destash groups that I've looked at. Because I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to cheat them out of any money or anything. I'm not. But I don't know where necessarily everybody is going to live. And if you're willing to pay the cost of shipping to get a certain kit shipped to you, then more power to you. So if any of you have any familiarity with doing a destash yourself or buying from a destash, what is preferable on both sides of the equation? I've done a little bit of research, like I said, but any additional information is greatly appreciated. And I will tell you that I expect some of the kits that people will be like, oh yes, I for sure want that. And some of the kits maybe nobody will want. I don't know. I just know that I'm okay with letting go of them. This lets me do a couple of things. It lets me get kits to people who will enjoy them. It lets me get kits out of my stash, and it makes me a little bit of money that might buy me one more kit for my stash if I sell everything, which again is no guarantee. Because there are still a couple of places that I want to buy from. I didn't buy anything from Ever After, and I do think I want to try them. And I didn't buy anything from Feel Look, which is something else that I might try. And I've had a couple of other places approach me about doing product reviews, so I need to go back through my email. I've been really bad the last couple months about just kind of ignoring those and not responding, so I'll go back and see if anybody's still interested in me doing a product review. I just haven't done many of those, because I was trying to, again, keep my stash count low. But if I can destash these 11 or 12, that will go a long way to making me feel better about what's in my stash. I think that's everything I wanted to tell you guys today. Again, just having a lot of fun with this kit. I think all the colors are amazing. I really like all of the white fairy dust here and all the scroll work and everything. I think it's just going to be beautiful when it's done. This may actually be one that I frame and hang up somewhere. This actually might go well in my bathroom. I don't know if I want to hang it in the bathroom, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around through all of the rambling and making it to the end. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Sable, are you comfy? Are you comfy with your pillow? And Oscar's outside. What are you doing, Oscar? Are you playing with your broken ball? Hey, don't bite me. Are you playing with your broken ball? You're so cute. Look at you. Look at you. You're so cute.